My parents forgot my birthday, again, but remembered my sister's dog's birthday. I wasn't even surprised this time, just tired. For the third year in a row, my parents forgot my birthday. Not just forgot to send a gift, not just forgot to call, they literally didn't mention it at all. No text, no voicemail, not even a "oh crap, wasn't it your birthday recently?" the day after. But they did remember to throw a party for my sister's dog. Complete with balloons, a bone-shaped cake, banana peanut butter flavored, obviously, a tiny hat, and a full-ass photo shoot in the backyard with props. Props for a dog. I saw it all on Facebook. They tagged me too. Wish you were here. Except, they forgot what day it was, or didn't care. To be fair, I'm used to being the background character in my family. My sister, let's call her Emily, isn't some child prodigy or influencer or whatever. She's fine. Normal. She works at a vet clinic, which I guess is part of the reason why the dog gets more affection than any human in the house. Her boyfriend, we'll get to him later, remembered my birthday. He's chill. Quiet guy, kind of awkward, but he's got a good heart. He texted me the morning of, "Hey man, happy B-Day party popper, hope you're doing all right." That's it. That's the full list of people who acknowledged it. I didn't do anything special that day. I had work. I just finished college and I'm working part-time at this tech support place while figuring out my next move. I answered phones, helped a guy reset his router password, listened to an old lady cry because her email wouldn't open. Standard stuff. I got home, made myself a frozen burrito, scrolled through Instagram while eating it, and went to bed early. That was my birthday. No cake, no card, no "how's your day going?" from the people who raised me. I don't even need a celebration, I just want to be seen. The wild part, 2 weeks later I get a call from my mom. Not a "sorry we forgot" kind of call, just a casual check-in like nothing happened. "Hey sweetie, how work? You should really come by this weekend. Emily's bringing Maxie over, he misses you." Maxie is the dog. I just kind of laughed, like, "Are you serious?" So I said, "It was my birthday 2 weeks ago." There was a pause, like this 3-second silence where I could hear her brain buffer. And she goes, "Oh, was it? Oh my gosh, honey, I totally lost track of time." Lost track of my birth, the day I entered this world, the one day that's literally tied to me and me alone. And then, I shit you not, she says, "We've just had so much going on with Maxie's birthday, Maxie, the dog." I said, "Yeah, I saw the pictures, looked like a blast." And then I hung up. I didn't even wait for the usual guilt-ridden babble. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just ended the call and sat there staring at my wall for like 5 minutes. It's not even about the birthday. It's the pattern, the quiet neglect, the way they pretend like everything's okay, like I'm just the chill, low-maintenance one who doesn't need the same attention. But I do. I just learned to stop asking for it. This wasn't the first time, not by a long shot. I could tell you about the Christmas when they forgot to buy me a gift, but gave Emily a freaking tablet and Maxie a new designer leash. By the time I got accepted to my college of choice, and they barely reacted, while Emily's dog passed his obedience class, and they threw him a graduation party. No joke, cap and gown, for a beagle. I think what really broke me wasn't even the forgetting, it was the normalcy of it. The way it just slipped off their minds like it didn't matter, like I didn't matter. And I realized maybe I don't, not to them. So that night after hanging up, I started going through my stuff. Old photos, messages, trying to find proof that there was a time they gave a shit. Maybe when I was younger before Emily came along. Maybe in some tucked-away birthday card or a scribbled note. But no, just more photos of Maxie and hats, and Emily holding him like a baby, and my mom smiling like this was the highlight of her year. It probably was. After that night, I stopped texting them first. I didn't block their numbers or go nuclear. I just stopped trying. No more just checking in messages, no tagging them in memes, no updates about job stuff or life stuff or anything really. Silence. And you know what? They didn't notice. Not for weeks. Not until Emily's boyfriend, Josh, texted me out of nowhere. It was a random Thursday afternoon. I was microwaving leftover pasta and scrolling through Reddit when his name popped up. "Hey, everything cool. Haven't seen you around lately." He's the only person in that household who's ever treated me like a real human being. We've bonded over dumb stuff at family gatherings, video games, sci-fi movies, dark memes that would make our moms clutch their pearls. I think he gets it. Maybe not fully, but enough. I replied, "Yeah, just busy, needed a break." He wrote back, Cool, just saying if you ever want to hang or chill or whatever, hit me up. No pressure." That message meant more to me than anything my parents had said in months. It was small, casual, but it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel obligated. And it made me realize something. The bar was so low that basic human decency felt like a hug. Over the next couple of weeks, I started seeing things differently. Little things. Like how every voicemail from my mom was basically a grocery list of Emily-related updates. Emily got a raise. Emily's thinking about getting a second dog. Emily said Maxie isn't sleeping well. Nothing about me. Not once did she ask how my job was going, or whether I needed anything, or how I was feeling. It was like I was this NPC in the family story, just kind of there, unimportant unless they needed something. So I stopped picking up. I let the calls go to voicemail, listened to them out of curiosity more than anything else. They all sounded the same. Happy, normal, like I was the one being distant, like I had chosen to be the outsider. And I guess I had, finally. There's this moment that sticks with me. Maybe a week after the "oh my God, honey, I totally lost track of time" call, I was walking home from work. It was one of those days where the sky looks like wet cement and everything feels too loud. A car honked, some kid was yelling on his bike, and I just felt like screaming. Instead, I sat down at the bus stop, even though I wasn't taking the bus. Just sat there and watched people go by. And I thought, if I disappeared tomorrow, how long would it take them to notice? It wasn't a dark thought, not suicidal or anything, just honest, logical, a real question with no obvious answer. And that scared the hell out of me. I knew I couldn't keep living like that, floating in this weird family purgatory, waiting for scraps of love or attention like some dog, hell, like Maxie. So I started making moves. I reconnected with a few old college friends who had stuck around the area. I'd been kinda reclusive since graduation, work, sleep, repeat. But I hit them up, and to my surprise, they were down to hang out. We got wings, played Switch. One of them invited me to a trivia night at this bar downtown. Another got me into hiking, which, NGL, I kinda hated at first, but it's growing on me. None of them asked why I'd been distant. They just welcomed me back like no time had passed. It felt easy, warm, real. A month after the forgotten birthday, my parents invited me to dinner. Like an actual invite. Not just swing by if you're free, but a "we're having dinner Sunday, 6 p.m., would love to see you" kind of text. I stared at it for a solid 5 minutes. I didn't want to go. Every part of me was screaming, don't do it. But some dumb, aching part, the kid who still hoped, wanted to give them one last shot. One last chance to say something real. So I went. Dinner was exactly what you'd expect. Emily was already there, laughing at something Josh said. Maxie was wearing a stupid little sweater that said "Birthday King," even though his birthday had passed weeks ago. My dad grilled steaks. My mom made that gross Jell-O salad she insists is festive. No one mentioned my birthday. Not once. No apology, no "hey, we messed up," nothing. It was like they were trying to reset things. Pretend the whole thing never happened. Just move on, sweep it under the rug, go back to normal. But I wasn't playing that game anymore. So halfway through dinner, right after my dad asked if I'd seen the new garage door he installed, I stood up. "Thanks for dinner," I said, "but I'm gonna head out." I looked confused, not upset, just confused. "Everything okay?" my mom asked. "Yeah," I said, "just realized I have better things to do." And I walked out. I didn't cry when I left their house. I didn't scream or punch a wall or go on some dramatic rant like you see in movies. I just walked out, got in my car, and sat there with the engine running. The garage light behind me flickered on its own sensor, like it was saying, "Hey, don't forget to come back." I didn't. About 15 minutes later, I got a text. "Josh, hey, you good?" I hesitated, thought about ghosting him, but then I remembered, he's not them. He's always been cool, always been human. So I wrote back, "Not really, but I will be." He didn't press, just sent a thumbs up and a "hit me up if you ever want to talk." Later that night, I ended up at this old diner me and a college buddy used to hit up during finals week. Place still smelled like burnt coffee and hopeless dreams, but it was quiet, and I needed that. I sat there picking at fries for like an hour before texting my friend Nate. He showed up 20 minutes later, no questions asked. We didn't even talk about the birthday thing right away. Just sat, caught up, joked about how one of our old professors looked like Gandalf in a rush. But eventually, he asked, "So what happened?" I told him everything, not just about the birthday, about all of it, the years of being overlooked, the quiet loneliness, the phone calls that weren't really for me. When I finished, he just nodded. No fake pity, no "well, they're still your parents." Just real, grounded honesty. "That sucks, man. You deserved better, still do." That's all I needed. A week later, I officially told my parents I wasn't coming to Thanksgiving. They were shocked. My mom called twice, left voicemails. One was passive-aggressive, "Well, I guess we just don't matter anymore." The other sounded teary, "I miss you, honey." Too late. Then came the catalyst. Emily showed up at my apartment. It was a Sunday. I was cleaning, blasting music, and pretending to have my life together when I heard the knock. She never comes over. I opened the door, and there she was, messy bun, hoodie, maxi, and a carrier bag. Yes, like some Paris Hilton throwback. She didn't even say hi. I don't know what's going on with you, she started, but Mom's been crying all week and I'm sick of it. I just blinked at her. Okay. She cares, we all do. She just forgets stuff. She's busy. You're not the only one with problems. That lit something inside me. Busy throwing birthday parties for a dog. She scowled. God, you're so dramatic. You're not 12 anymore. No, I said. I'm 23 and apparently still invisible. She rolled her eyes. Fine, be mad, but don't act like you're some martyr. You chose to disappear. I snapped. You all made it easy. Maxie started barking. She clutched the bag tighter. I came here to fix things, she muttered, but I guess you're too far up your own ass for that. Then she stormed off. No hug, no resolution, just more noise. And for the first time ever, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. That night, I wrote a list. At the top, I wrote, things that make me feel like a person. Texting Nate dumb memes. Beating Josh at Mario Kart. Hiking, still hate it but kinda love it. Listening to people who actually care. Saying no and not apologizing for it. Cutting ties that only hurt. I taped that list above my desk. I see it every morning now, a reminder. The last thing I did. I adopted a dog. Not to be petty, not to copy Emily, but because I realized I wanted someone to care for. A fresh start. A clean slate. Something that doesn't talk, does guilt trip, just exists and is happy that I exist too. I named him Ghost. Because that's what I used to feel like. And now I don't. It's been almost a year now. My birthday came and went last week. Quietly. Peacefully. I didn't throw a party. Didn't post anything online. Just got dinner with a few friends, walked Ghost around the block while the sky turned that soft watercolor pink, and went to bed full not just of food, but of something I hadn't felt in a long time. Contentment. Not joy, not euphoria, just enough. That night, Nate gave me a card. Inside was a stupid drawing of a dog wearing sunglasses and the words, "You're cool, I guess." He wrote, "Glad you're still here. Glad you stayed." I almost cried in the middle of the restaurant. Almost. My parents, still distant. We talk maybe once every few months. I keep the boundaries firm now. No pretending everything's fine. No fake family dinners where I sit like an afterthought while Maxie gets the spotlight. Emily and I haven't spoken since the apartment visit. And weirdly, I'm okay with that. People like to say, you can't choose your family. That's not true. You can. Maybe not the one you're born into, but definitely the one you keep around. I chose mine. Mine looks like late-night Discord calls with people who get my jokes. Like sharing silence on a hike without needing to fill it. Like my dog curling up next to me after a long day. No questions asked, no expectations. It looks like me, finally, no longer shrinking to fit into someone else's version of who I should be. I won't lie and say it doesn't still sting sometimes. There are days when I see parents hugging their kids at the coffee shop and feel that ache. That emptiness where something should have been, but I don't live in that space anymore. I visit it, briefly, and then I move on. Because I'm building something better now. Something real. So yeah, my parents forgot my birthday, again. But I remembered it. And that's enough.